Mes amis Timlezi TV moi au prophète célestial retourne encore avec dernier avertissement Bondye voye by Trump ak peuple américain. Et fois ça qui a tout le monde a sauté sous tout réseau yo, prophète a dit clair. Bondye dit que tête zonge pas gen toute histoire, li pas connaît tout ça qui vini pour li pas connaît si piège là déjà l'ouvrir en papier li pas connaît bête là système non. Obama déjà même devant passer li. Célestial fait connaît ça qui vinn frapper tête zonge. Li pas même senti, li pas même connaît la vinn frapper, li pas pour côté danger a sorti, li pas pour qui est-ce qu'a pral les côté de li. Et selon prophète za plan destruction rive nan prince en retour. Bondye montre li que toute gros famille politique yo, Bush, Clinton, Obama, Carter, Trump, tout a viré nan même bon trône pouvoir mais c'est pas eux même qui chita sous trône nan c'est Obama tête système nan. Et Timlezi TV moi pendant nous a parlé des prophètes célestial, pendant n'a parlé de li a un citoyen latino-américain qui mettait dit fait sous tout réseau côté li a parlé des haïtiens, il fait connait que voodoo réel vraiment. La expliquer histoire ça qui est arrivé là avec un voisin haïtien. Il fait connait que li te un voisin haïtien qui t'a fait voodoo de la caille. Un jour après retirer là, monsieur remarqué un bagage étrange, li pas rentrer dans la cour voisin, li t'a marché tant coulpe. Mais bagage yo te vinn pile toujours pour li. Les monsieur al péché li m'a répète boule li, puis on vent fret passer, sortant de chien levé dans les ils sortant de chien regarder direct la caille haïtien tant que li wesh content de yo du comme ça chien ouais tout bagay qui passer chien regarder la caille haïtien direct li commence japper avec agressivité li pas chambre gain ça veut dire chien japper avec un rage chien pas chambre gon rage comme ça latino a fait connait que li entre la caille il fait n'importe li vire regarder derrière li ouais voisin haïtien camper droit n'importe derrière li pas badger li pas garder chien li pas garder latino sortant de haïtien lui même ni fixer gelant dedans car là tant que ouais un bagay latino a pas kawé tant que haïtien un bagay latino a pas kawé avec chien pas seul haïtien avec chien capable ça et puis sortant de latino a même descendre li monter li prend zam ni parce que Colvin fait il commence pe sans la tressaille et puis l'elle retourne pour regarder encore haïtien disparaît. Haïtien disparaît sans trace, sans bruit, sans pas aucune porte qui ouvre, pas contre côté haïtien fait, pas contre s'il monte, s'il descend, pas contre ça qui passe pour jusqu'on a monsieur dit bagal arrêter, il pas comprendre la demander qui ça passe vraiment et puis c'est depuis ça, il dit voodoo réel. Bon bah nous tendez pour plus de détails avant nous tomber dans le dossier prophète célestial là, entendez.
So I'm going to have to make this a 3-part series because it's a very long story and it gets more intense like as it escalates. So there was a person that I was with and their mother did voodoo, right? Like she was from the islands. And so I didn't believe in none of that shit. Like even though I'd had paranormal experiences, I didn't believe in voodoo. Well, it's about like Halloween, it's around Halloween. And so she was telling me that the neighbor, who was a Haitian guy, was visiting her in her dreams and trying to have sex with her. And so I was like, you're fucking crazy. Like that's the craziest shit I ever heard. Well, anyway, I'm watching TV one night and she's telling me that she's gonna do this voodoo spell to keep him out of our yard because she said for him to come into her dreams that he has to be on our property. And I was like, this is the craziest shit I ever heard. Well, anyway, a couple days goes by and I'm watching Fear Street at like 2 a.m. and she comes down the stairs and she's smiling and she goes, everybody called me Bae, and she's like, Bae, look out the window. I fucking look out the window and the Haitian guy is in our fucking yard at 2 a.m. and I'm like, holy shit, like this shit's fucking serious. So anyway, she just smiles at me. She don't say shit. Well, a couple more days goes by. She tells me she does the spell. She said now he can't come in the yard. It's about fucking roughly 3 a.m. I'm watching fucking scary movies because it's Halloween. She fucking comes down the stairs and she's smiling. And I didn't even have to fucking ask any questions. I look out the fucking window. This motherfucker is walking around the edge of our yard like there's an invisible force field and he can't come in the fucking yard. And I look back at her and she's like, I told you so. And so I'm fucking tripping. Like I'm like, because the fucking hairs on my arms are standing up. Because it's like that shit confirmed to me, okay, this shit's fucking serious. There's a second and a third part of the story that I'm going to upload, but that's it for this part. So if you watched the first part to this video series, you saw that my Haitian neighbor, after the voodoo spell, he couldn't get into our yard. Well, the very next day, I go into the backyard to fish. I tie my pit bull up to the tree so he can lay in the sun. I did that every time that I fish. This strong breeze comes by, and it feels fucking eerie. I don't know why, but it just, something felt off about it. Bo sticks his nose up in the air, and he starts smelling. And when he starts sniffing, he looks dead at my neighbor's house, the Haitian neighbor, and he starts barking super aggressively. He'd never done that shit ever. He wasn't a barker. I take him off the leash. I come inside. Nobody was outside when I was walking inside. As soon as I get in, our back door's glass. I close the back door. I go to lock it. My Haitian neighbor is standing at the back door, and he's staring into the house. He's staring blankly into the house too. He's not looking at me or the dog. So I stand up. I'm 6'1". He was a little bit shorter. So I stand up. He's not looking up at me. I bend down a little bit to get eye level with him. He's still not looking into my eyes. I move my head side to side. He's not following me with his eye contact. Bo's barking like crazy. So I take him upstairs. I put him in this room. So I come back downstairs and I peek around the corner. This motherfucker is still standing there staring blankly into the house. So then I go back upstairs. And at this point, I'm contemplating getting my shotgun because I'm like, this is fucking creepy as shit. And so I grab my shotgun. I walk downstairs. I look around the corner. And he's gone this time. Anyway, there's a third part to this video series, and I'm going to upload that a little bit later. So following the event with the Haitian guy standing at the back door staring into the house blankly, I tell the person I'm with's mom because she wasn't there. And so she tells me she's going to do a spell or a ritual, I don't remember the phrase she used, to make sure that he couldn't be in the general vicinity of the house. Like, he would have to be out of the neighborhood. Like, this isn't just the backyard anymore. She's saying he couldn't even be in the neighborhood. Well, although I'd seen what she'd already done, this sounded ridiculous to me. Like, that was just like, that sounded like some insanely powerful stuff. Well, anyway, she tells me for like really strong rituals or spells like that, you have to wait for certain moons and you have to do certain things in a certain way. Well, a week goes by. She tells me she's going to do the spell that night because of the moon. I try not to watch that because I didn't want to have any involvement in it. It seemed like kind of equal to me. Well, anyway, she goes, she does whatever she does. Well, the next day, I get curious, and I go in the backyard, and I see in the garden, there's like a little spot dug up that had like been packed back with dirt. And like a fucking idiot, I dug out the hole with my hand, and I find a jar in that little garden back there. In the garden, or in the jar, there's a chicken heart. And she had stuffed a little sheet of paper into the chicken heart. And so when I saw that, it kind of just fucking weirded me out. So I buried that bitch back in the garden. Well, a couple of days goes by, I still see the neighbor. So I'm like, yeah, that shit didn't work. Well, about a week and a half goes by, and I stop seeing him sitting in his chair on the porch. And so then I'm like, did that shit really work? Like, I'm fucking questioning it. Well, the Haitian guy, his family lived there. Like, it was a bunch of people. Well, the person I'm with's mom goes over there and talks to the lady at the house, and she said he had to go back to Haiti. Like, he told them he had to go back to Haiti, that he didn't want to live here anymore. And so at that point, I was like, oh, this shit is real. This shit is powerful. And I was fucking ignorant to, like, everything that is voodoo.
En tous les cas, Tim Lazy TV, moi, te chargé bagay yo un peu problème pas fini. Kounya, sans perdre de temps, on entre tout de suite dans le dossier prophétique célestial là. En autant de Tim Lazy TV, moi.
He said you have to go back and prophesy and make it known to the people that the president will be killed. He will not be alone when he dies either. The chain of continuity will be disrupted, and the American government will sit empty. The president doesn't know this. He doesn't know anything about what's about to happen to him. He doesn't know that he has a vote of no confidence from the highest halls of power. The powers that be don't need him anymore. He has finished his assignment. They see no use in him left. They will vote him out of office in the most expressive way possible, in an open rebuke in front of everyone. An assassination is the loudest job review that you can get. It says, you didn't do well, and your tenure will not be renewed. You can go now. The chain of command will be interrupted in America. The throne will sit empty, and the upheaval that will ensue in America will be incredible to witness. Even a third world nation does better at handling presidential killing. Even a third world nation facing the death of its president shows more restraint and does better than the leaping and bounding that will follow the murder of a sitting U.S. president. Cubans and Venezuelans did better when their presidents were killed. Watch what America will do. A presidential exit is around the corner for you. The global instability of it can't be underplayed. Enemies will move into position so rapidly that it will take your breath away. Enemies will creep in, seeing the opportunity of a lifetime. Infiltration into the halls of power will reach max efficiency when the president dies. And that's because the order will be disrupted. There will be pandemonium, secrecy, terror, and upheaval, all of which will make wide open doors for their spies to make use of. America, why aren't you listening? Why haven't you paid attention? What happens when the hand on the wheel is strong and then suddenly it's taken off? The car goes off the road. The republic goes off the rails. The chain of command exists, but it won't be followed. The chain of command is there, but nobody pays attention to it in a nation under as much tension as this one is. You have put your hope in the rules in vain. You have trusted the system for nothing. It will not help you in the event of a collapse of government. The chain of command won't operate. Another thing will be done. You will get nothing you want, America. Only a slow, inevitable slide to the bottom. And it's necessary because the bottom is where the predators get you. That is the end I have for you. The predators will get you, and you'll be unable to fight back. Emergency measures will be put in place, citing danger to the republic. National security, military rules, essentially, will become the order of the day in America. Presidents can die. Presidents do die. Presidents get removed and don't always get to retire peacefully afterwards. MAGA has completed the assignment, and the clock is ticking into overtime. Bring in the beast. Bring in the new world order. Bring in the one world government. Bring in the deception that the whole world marvels after. Bring in the end of days operation and the rise of a global kingdom. This is the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord. God says that Donald Trump does not have the full story. That's from the prophecy Ready Player One. Yah has always said that this man doesn't have the full story, and he says that is the deficiency in working for the beast, who is Barack Obama, and in working for the beast system. The deficiency is that these people all tend to orbit the throne of power. The throne of power itself is where Obama sits. But then people like the Bushes, the entire Bush family, the entire Obama family, the entire Clinton family, the entire Trump family, all these families, basically. I guess I would say the Carter family. Anybody else who's still alive in the scheme of things, anybody who's so-called American presidential royalty, as well as all the governors and whatever, they loosely orbit this throne of power that is Obama. But the further away you get from the center of power, the less you know. And so a lot of these people, governors and things like that, unless they are going to these secret masses, these secret rituals where they all know who's the head honcho, who is Barack Obama, then they will just think that whatever president they have is the actual president they have. But the closer you get to the apex of power, the closer you get to that centralized core where the Bushes know, obviously the Carters know, the Clintons know, and obviously Obama's own circle knows. The Trumps also know who is the real president in America. The closer you get to the core of power, God says that the beast does not reveal to them that there is a higher end game than the one they all think they're collectively playing. So collectively, they all know that they have sold America for parts. America has been sold for parts. America has been sold for a final destruction. America will be handed over to enemies and destroyed. So she won't even be able to defend herself or anything like that. And so the powers that be inside the country are working actively to crash the economy, to bring about a poverty that the living members of America have absolutely never seen before. The economic crash that they are deliberately working to cause will be worse than 2008, and it's also going to be worse than the 1933 early crash and then the 1939 later crash. It's going to be, God says, a crash from which America will not be able to rise. The entire nation is going to be absolutely, totally looted with not even a cent left in it to revive it. No bail-ins, no nothing. There will be no saving hand coming. So all those things I prophesied in 2022. So these people know about these plans, but there are higher plans above the roles that they get to play. And I was listening to some of my old prophecies, and in the old prophecies, I was listening to them just today. I was saying that you are appointed to play a role. So in the blue corner, you'll be told that you're going to be representing the blue corner in this election. And of course, they're going to carry on a whole rigmarole where they have to have the Democratic National Convention. And all of that is just noise because the candidate already has been selected in that party. Same for the red party. And then they'll have that debate to occupy you, to entertain you, to give you an opportunity to bond with whichever chicken in the chicken run you're going to bond to. Oh, I like his talking points. His talking points have been carefully crafted for him. And so basically you just like the work of some script writer. These are not these people's values. I told you that these people are serving a demonic, satanic entity that is known as the beast system, and that they have absolutely no loyalty to, no fealty to, no affection for America. It is very pitiable to see Americans so in love with their politicians when the politicians themselves, the higher they are, they have absolutely no love for America. That's why almost everybody in Congress does insider trading. These people don't love you. They're making billions off your back. I already told you in the prophecy from 2022 called Underwater that in the stock market, the rich people don't actually put any money in. And this is coming from somebody who's never entered the stock market a day in her life. They don't put any money in. They appear to put money in, but you know that's just the visibility of their net worth. They're not actually putting money in the way that you're actually connecting your bank account and floating your real money in there. No, they're in there playing games with your cash, the same way the banks are playing games with the deposits that we give them. I saw that they take all the money into a certain corner of the stock market and then they just play with it, multiply it, do stuff that will make you end up broke, and you'll be looking at what looks like the stock price plunging. But I said, no, there's a secret corner of the stock market, and in there, they call themselves the untouchable, and they take your tangible real life savings, coins that matter to you, and they simply do Scrooge McDuck and pile it up for themselves. They have no fidelity to America, because to them, America is just a concept that serves as a convenient smokescreen for them for now. You've bought into America. You love this thing called America. You believe that it is your country. For these people, it's a shell company, and it's sad to watch you, honestly. It's sad to watch people in America refuse to wake up, because you don't actually know that God knows that the majority of people in this country will absolutely refuse the wisdom that he gives. And therein lies the richness of the judgment. That is what makes the judgment so poignant. That is why the judgment will go to the heart, and you will basically see people falling to the ground when they realize how bad they've been had. It's not that there was no warning. It's not that the warning was just what these liars do. Oh, God told me that something is coming. They can't tell you what the something is. They can't articulate any prophecy. They can't come to you from nowhere and draw a clear parallel through a history that is genuine. I can do it because I've been saying the same thing over and over and over, because I'm getting clean water from one well, and the well keeps pouring out the same water, even to the point of using identical phrases, identical sayings, and little bits of old prophecies. Year after year, he keeps saying the same thing. America is a shell company for these people. You know, a shell company that you do offshore business with, that's the maximum love for the United States that a person like Hillary Clinton has. Maximum. It's a shell company with which she can accept foreign donor money. And at the same time, it's convenient because it allows her to hold a passport that is quite powerful, or used to be quite powerful, so that she can do international business with it. But to you, it's like it's more important than your last name. It's your identity. It's like a god to you. I'm an American. That phrase doesn't mean anything to Obama. It means nothing to George Bush. Absolutely nothing. These people are operating by the protocols. I think it's called Elders of Zion, right? Whatever that is. People just keep leaving it in my comments and saying that's what they rule the world by. Well, so be it. I know they're operating by some type of book, because I saw the book in 2022, and I was saying that I can see that these wicked people operate by books. I said that I see in the book, it says, do this and this and this. It will make the people angry, and it will also affect this part of the economy. Then wait for 3 months. If they react in this way, do step A. But if they react in step B and it's not as bad, then proceed to step D and do that. So I said I was seeing in a live prophecy that these people clearly have books, some kind of ancient books that they use, that tells them how to destroy a country, how to break up a country. So imagine the irony of the God that Americans claim we know him, we love him, we serve him, we follow him, we honor him, we believe him. And then you only expect him to do Christmas songs, Easter plays, kumbaya, and tell you that he loves you and that he'll pursue you, and there's no shadow he won't light up and no mountain he won't climb up coming after you. And then when he's basically telling you, loose yourself, captive daughter, Babylon, because there's an actual chain around your neck, then you say, no, where's the Bible verse for this? I tell you, I hear the most amazing things. So in the Bible, Isaiah will prophesy and he will say, Moab will become my wash pot, and over Edom I will throw my shoe. And at the time he's speaking, it's not scripture. He's literally giving the prophecy. And then years later, we will read the words that he spoke. And then that forms scripture for us. But then I'm doing the same, describing what will happen to different nations.
C'était important pour me deviner partager vidéo ça ensemble avec nous. On va continuer à remercier toute belle team Dènye TV qui toujours là pour supporter le travail ça, qui toujours là pour partager vidéo à chaque fois moi pour cette team Dènye TV moi oublie pour nous moi mais nous en pile et nous même tout qui prend la peine tomber sur plateforme ça qui c'est Dènye TV n'a pas invité venir joindre belle team ça qui c'est belle team Dènye TV parce que nous valider tout ça qui fait actualité. Abonnez à page follow page pour nous toujours au courant de tout ça qui passe team Dènye TV. Moi bisous pour nous. Oui.